ISN Notes 4-2. If you have not already done the video on zero product property, please do that before you complete these notes. Please read your 5 steps to factor and solve. Please go ahead and factor all of your example problems. Please pause this video until you have finished factoring. Problem number 1 is factored. The zero product property tells me that after it is factored, it has 3 factors. Either the first factor is equal to 0, or the second factor is equal to 0, or the last factor is equal to 0. Well, we know that this is not possible. So now we have 2 small equations to solve. Add 3 to both sides to solve for x. Subtract 4 from both sides to solve for x. There are 2 solutions to this equation. If you plug these solutions back into the original equation, they will make a true statement. After you have solved example 2, then the zero product property tells me that either the first factor equals 0, or the second factor equals 0, or the third factor equals 0. We know that that is not possible. 3 cannot equal to 0. So we're going to solve these other 2 small equations. Here is one solution. Here is the second solution. If you plug these solutions back into the original problem, it would make a true mathematical sentence. After you have solved example number 3, and you have the factors, either the first factor equals 0, or the second factor equals 0, or the third factor equals 0. We know that negative 4 can't equal to 0. And so we're going to add 2 to both sides to solve this one. And divide by 3. And so x equals to 2/3 is one of your solutions. We're going to add 3 to both sides. There's your second solution. There will be 2 solutions to a quadratic equation. Example number 4, when you factored it, this is what you should have gotten for your factors. Either the first factor equals 0, or the second factor equals 0, or the last factor equals 0. We know that this is not possible. 2 cannot ever equal 0. Subtract 7 from both sides. There is one of your solutions. Add 7 to both sides to cancel that out. There's your second solution. A quadratic equation has 2 solutions. Example number 5 has been factored. Either the first factor equals 0, or the second factor equals 0, or the last factor equals to 0. We know that 3 cannot equal 0. Add 4 to both sides. X equals to 4. X equals to 4. In this problem, there are 2 solutions, but they happen to be the same number. That is sometimes called a double root. We will be talking about roots some more in another lesson. Problem number 6 has been factored. It has a GCF of 6x, and so either the first term equals 0, or the second term equals 0, or the last factor equals to 0. It is possible for 6x to equal 0. You would divide both sides by 6. There's one answer. Add 3 to both sides to cancel out that 3. There's one answer. Subtract 2 from both sides. X equals -2. There is the third answer. If it is a cubic equation, if it has a power of 3, it will have 3 answers. Let's go back to the first page and review the steps to factor. You factor out any GCF, then you factor the binomials the same way we were doing last week. Then you set each of the binomial factors equal to 0, and then you solve for X. Assignment 4-2 is going to be due on Wednesday, October 17th. Please begin your assignment at this time.